everyone, that time once again. So glad you could visit us on our little sliver of the internet. And man, am I excited to bring you today's movie. We are looking at Murder, anyone? From a familiar name here on the Final Cut, James Cullen Bressick gives us a film that was adapted from a stage play that was written by his talented late father, Gordon Bressick. And here we have the story of George and Charlie, who are looking at writing the next big stage play, though they're in LA, so trying to sell a stage play in LA, that's going to be tough, but nonetheless, they are at it. They're trying to come up with this and put their minds together to come up with a very interesting stage play. Well, as things go along, many aspects of the characters and the settings and everything changes, and one of the writers wants to make this a screenplay instead of a stage play, and we see their banter back and forth as they debate on if this should be a stage play or not, all the while also witnessing the scenes that they come up with in their imagination in living color, and how their decisions affect the characters as they try to play out the scenes that these writers create. And that's just scratching the surface. But Murder, anyone, is a hilarious horror comedy that I was really entertained by. I always get a little worried with independent comedies because comedy's hard, and especially for indie films, it can come off flat. But this script is just hilarious. I was smiling from start to finish. I enjoyed the concept that they had in here, the visuals and everything about it. And you could tell that James Cullen Bressick really put his heart into this to bring a very respectable portrayal of the written word that his dad had in the stage play version. And yeah, I dug a lot of this film. Now, George and Charlie play off each other well, the banter and everything, great comedic timing, but it would make sense. George is played by Maurice LaMarche, and Charlie's played by Charles M. Howell IV. And if you know those names, you know Pinky and the Brain. Yes, among others. They were friends of Gordon Bressick, and they are in this film, and man, I just loved their scenes together. You can tell these two are comfortable with each other, and it pays off in the comedic timing and just the entertainment value. Now, as far as the scenes we get to see acted out, there's some wonderful creativity in here and some performances that are just solid as well. Christos Andros plays Cooper, and Galadriel Steinman, awesome freaking name, plays Bridget. And these two really have to adapt their styles, and they do it with precision for sure, because their characters go through a number of different changes as the writers change their minds on what they want these characters to be, whether or not they're lowbrow, highbrow, whether or not they know each other or don't, whether they're British or American. As the writers are coming up with these different changes, these performers have to change the characters they're playing and still be those characters, and I think they do a phenomenal job in here. Blaine, who is the third of the trio that we follow the most of in this film, played by Spencer Breslin, and he is hilarious in here too. Each character being their own, and each one bringing something that is funny to the mix, and all genuine performances. Marie shows up in here. She's a psychic, a blind medium, excuse me, and played by Carla Collins. And she played the same character on stage when this stage play version was performed. And so having her in the film is just another great aspect of it. You get a number of other veteran performers who show up in cameos in here. It's got a high production value. The film it just keeps going. It does not slow down. It gets more and more wild, more and more outrageous as the writers add things like zombie fights and ghosts and just all kinds of other elements. And it all comes together in this beautiful package that is hilarious, poignant, heartfelt, and at the end of it, you will definitely feel entertained and like you got your money's worth. And there is a mid-credit sequence in here that is just a very emotional bookend that really hit me in the feels as well. So as you can tell, I was very impressed by Murder Anyone. If you're looking for a very solid horror comedy, seek this one out. It should be out on distribution now on digital, and I think physical. If not, it'll be out on physical soon, but definitely see it. It's not that long of a film, and it runs you through a roller coaster of emotions, but the one thing that is consistent throughout is that it's entertaining, and I think James Cullen Bressick really has a winner on his hands here, and I dug it. So seek it out. There you have it, folks. If you want, seek out our interview we did with the director as well on our Spoiler Room podcast channel. It's on all your major things. Search for the Spoiler Room, or you can go to Anchor FM or SpecialMarkProductions.com. I've got a link there as well to the interview. It was great talking to James and hearing the motivations and what went into putting together such a personal project, and definitely gave me some more insight as well to the film. So there you have it. Thank you so much. Please subscribe and don't miss any of the reviews and other great content we got coming. I thank you for your support, and until next time, remember, keep that ticket stub.